Ha! I broke out of my confines! Mainly because my confines were just a poorly tied scarf. Alright, the overlay text has been dormant the past couple of days, so I think I'm in the clear to talk about the new trope. Now, as I was trying to say last year we talked about Manic Pixie Dream Girls and Depressed Succubus Nightmare Girls. Two tropes that permeate pop culture. We also talked about the biggest problem regarding these tropes. They only exist to further a male protagonist's journey. And that irks me, to say the least. Which is why it's so refreshing to see a new trope infiltrate film and television. The trope I like to call the faulty feminist. I have seen the faulty feminist in several shows, but for the sake of brevity, we're going to stick with 3 examples. Rebecca Bunch from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Jessica James from The Incredible Jessica James, and Ruth Wilder from Glow. Let's dive in and see what makes these characters so important and unique. Faulty feminists are feminists. Rebecca, Jessica, and Ruth are all unapologetic feminists. Not accidental, but blatant. Though Rebecca's arc revolves around her childhood sweetheart, she talks about serious issues like the gender pay gap and body dysmorphia. She tries to empower her romantic rival Valencia and tries to offer emotional support to her frenemy Audra Levine. Jessica, rather than falling into the woeful, self-deprecating female stereotype, dares to love herself. She not only believes that she deserves love and success, she knows it. She also gives her pregnant sister an anti-patriarchy ABC book for her future child because it's never too early to teach children to fight the system. Ruth, an out-of-work actress, purposefully auditions for male roles because she knows she is a good enough actress despite hearing sexist comments about her drive and looks. Faulty feminists have, you guessed it, faults. Rebecca, Jessica, and Ruth all have glaring and humanizing faults. Rebecca's love for her childhood sweetheart Josh leads to selfish and myopic tendencies. We find out that she's a tad bit narcissistic in regards to how she ignores her best friend Paula's problems to focus on her own. Jessica is also selfish in her refusal to understand her students' need to forego a writer's weekend to spend time with her dad. She also purposefully pushes people away when she feels like they are getting too close. Ruth is a perfectionist, and sometimes her perfectionism alienates those around her. And due to her feelings of loneliness and inadequacy, she sleeps with her best friend's husband. Faulty feminists are not quirky, but they have quirks. The faulty feminists have quirks like Manic Pixie Dream Girls, but there are reasons behind them. They are not just quirky for quirk's sake. Rebecca imagines her life as a series of musical numbers because she has always had a deep love of musicals. We learn that she almost changed her major from law to theater because she loved being in musicals. Jessica imagines different dramatic scenarios where she reconnects with her ex-boyfriend. Being a playwright, she dreams up these scenarios as if she's writing a play. Again, Ruth is a perfectionist, and because of that, she spends hours and days getting into her evil Soviet wrestling character. She even attends a Russian bris to try and immerse herself in the culture. The characteristics of the faulty feminist might seem a bit oversimplistic, but they are actually quite complex in their simplicity. Writers have the tendency to write strong female characters as perfect badasses. And while it may be fun to watch and imagine ourselves in these roles, women, especially now, need strong and realistic representation. We need to see these brilliant, vivacious ladies who are actually human. Not just kick-ass super females and Manic Pixie Dream Girls. Oh great, you're back. You know what? Stop hiding behind the overlay text. Who are you really? Manic Pixie Dream Girl!